Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. This is the current Image series through, I think, Skybound, or maybe it's just straight Image. I'm not sure. At the same time that this is going on, Image is also through their Skybound imprint. They're doing the Energon universe. You remember a few videos ago I did the Transformers of the Energon universe. Well, that is Robert Kirkman of the Walking Dead fames. That's Robert Kirkman's imprint is Skybound, I think. Uh, Inside the Image Comics umbrella, under the Image Comics umbrella. He's doing his own shared universe with Transformers and G.I. Joe. So there's a separate G.I. Joe series, which has nothing to do with A Real American Hero. It's a series Robert Kirkman's overseeing where the Transformers and G.I. Joe happen in the same universe. This, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, this is basically a continuation of the Marvel Comics that started way back in 1982. This is basically the same writer that's written it the entire time. Marvel published G.I. Joe comics from like 1982 through the 90s somewhere. I think they got well into the issue 100s, way up there, before they finally discontinued it in the 90s. I think it was IDW picked up the property, the license to G.I. Joe from it's probably like a Hasbro license, so they probably had Transformers as well. But they picked up the license to Hasbro Transformers, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe? And I could be wrong about this, and then they picked up with Larry Hama, the same writer who wrote pretty much all of the Marvel run. They picked up with Larry Hama writing the same issue number that he left off with in Marvel, but this is, 20 years, 15, 20 years after the fact. And they published a big long run all the way up through issue number 300 anyway. And then they stopped publishing it. The license must have lapsed, and then Image picked it up just last year and started publishing G.I. Joe Real American Hero with issue number 301 by Larry Hama, the original writer, Larry Hama. Issue, come on, focus, 301. I have a bunch of the Marvel series, and I was always really enamored with that issue number 21, the famous silent issue, Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow. There was no dialogue, no words, and the whole thing was all it was art, cartoons. And it was when I was a kid, that was one of the coolest things in the world. Was that comic. But other than that, I didn't read a lot of the G.I. Joe. I've only just recently, going to comic book conventions, finding older issues of G.I. Joe that are in nice condition and they don't want an arm and a leg for them, picking them up, just trying to put together a run of it. At least through issue 50 anyway, just to see how much I like it, because I've never read it really religiously. Maybe an issue here and there, and that's it. But when I saw this, so picking up with issue 301, that was a cool gimmick. Larry Hama is back, he wrote Wolverine for a long time for Marvel. He's a very well-respected writer and editor. I guess he's even an artist too, but he doesn't draw much. He pretty much just writes now. But he's very well-respected in the industry. And so the gimmick of, starting up with where they left off, issue 301, Larry Hama's back. Andy Kubert covers. I love Andy Kubert. He's a fantastic artist. Him and his brother both, Adam Kubert, Andy Kubert, they're both fantastic artists. Of course, because their dad, Joe Kubert, who drew all those fantastic DC war comics back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, like Sergeant Rock and all those great ones. I'm an Unknown Soldier fan. Joe Kubert didn't do Unknown Soldier. He did do Enemy Ace, which was the title that Unknown Soldier started in, but I love Unknown Soldier. Joe Kubert didn't draw that one, but he drew a lot of those World War II era. Well, they took place during World War II mostly. Those comics like Sergeant Rock and Enemy Ace, which is Enemy Ace is actually World War One. Okay, don't listen to me. Anyway, Andy Kubert does the covers for this series, and you can get a million variant covers drawn by different artists. But if I was going to collect these, it was going to be because I picked up the Andy Kubert, the cover A's for all these. So I've got all of them so far. I think I have two that are on order that are coming. The one that came out last month, and then the one that comes out this month doesn't come out for another week. But once that comes out, then I'll have two more issues of it. These are all the issues I have so far. 301, 302, great tank. There's 303, Zombie Serpentor. The story isn't, fantastic, but I will say it's very action packed. It's nonstop action, like from start to finish. Like all the Cobra people, like Serpentor, Destro, Baroness, the Dreadnoks. They're all like basically Cobra Commander is got his own faction of Cobra going, and great Storm Shadow cover. Cobra Commander's basically got his main faction of Cobra, and then Serpentor's got a splinter group of Cobra, and they're fighting, and the G.I. Joe's fighting everybody, and Destro and Zartan are secret, and they've got these zombie Cobra soldiers. This series, I don't like, the story just kind of seems to drag on, but at the same time, like I said, it's action packed from start to finish, and the artwork's really great. Cobra Commander in his battle armor, Zartan, Baroness. All the classic characters are in play basically. Storm Shadow, Scarlet, Duke, Roadblock, Snake Eyes. All the classic Joes are in there. Everybody's got something going on. It's a lot of fun. I mean, even if the story does seem to just kind of drag on, it's still a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it, and I'll probably keep getting this. This is probably the only, this and like maybe some of the G.I. Joe stuff from the Energon universe, the shared universe with Transformers. Those are probably like the only new comics that come out that I'll be getting. Nothing new really appeals to me, but I mean, this is all old timer stuff. This is all old nerd stuff from the 80s when I was, just a little kid, and the old writer that's been doing it since then. Like, so this is my kind of thing. I'll probably keep getting these at least for a little bit. Yeah, if you're reading these, let me know about it down in the comments. If I got anything wrong in my rant about them, please let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you watching and listening to me rant. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.